boom, 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 Chenka, lads and lasses. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little transfer Manchester United update for you. Daily afternoon show. Hope you've all had a good day so far and having a good afternoon. Shout out to all you legends who are stopping in here and waiting for me to start. Typical thing, having bloody green screen issues. It looks like my head may be disappearing still, but we'll soldier on. How are we all today? Thank you very much for stopping by and getting in here. Let me see who's in. We got Aksath Santosh, Atul Anil Kumar, Riyar GV, G-Wolf United, Elias Tiskai, Skujo1, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for getting in here and stopping by. Shout out to each and every one of you bloody lads and lasses who are watching today. Oh yeah, okay, we've got a lot to get into today, folks. There's quite a bit of a few pieces of information that we want to talk about. Look, we had just to give you guys an update on Sergio Reguilón. Of course, yesterday he did get injured. We covered it on the channel. He tweeted that later that evening saying he's going to be out for a week. So it's an exterior sprain on his ankle. So it's not gonna stop Manchester United's proceedings for Sergio Reguilón. So get in there, my son, just to give you an update. If anybody didn't know that, I'm sure you all knew that anyway. But Sergio Reguilón, he is just injured for about a week. They say. So he says anyway. So hopefully that's not going to cause any issues in terms of being able to get a deal done with Manchester United if he is going to come to Manchester United, that is, lads and lasses. How you doing, Joshua Commander, Mark Diaz, Josh Smith, G-Wolf, Colin Achiri, Ayash Pahara, Alan Rogers, Gaz Newton, Colin Achiri, Jim Joe Bobley. Every single one of you lads and lasses, thanks for stopping by. There's a lot of you in here already today. Shout out to you. Smash that thumbs up button if you have not done so already. Leave a cheeky little like on it. That will help this stream out massively. Get your thoughts and opinions in as we go along as well, everybody. Okay then, so Sergio Reguilón. So we've got a source here that's basically claiming that United have agreed personal terms with Sergio Reguilón and that negotiations have started with Real Madrid from Manchester United there now. So finally, it looks like there is a bit of movement from Manchester United. So obviously he was offered to us. He was offered to a bunch of other clubs as well. There was talk about that absolute Mr. Beanio, Jose Mourinho, being interested in him. There's even talk of Arsenal and of course Sevilla being interested in taking him on a season-long loan yet again. So lots of interest for Sergio Reguilón, rightfully so. We went through the stats on the show yesterday, and he's created one of the most chances out of all the under-23 players in the top 5 leagues. You know, up there with the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold, not quite anywhere near his stats, but still in the top 4 players under 23 in the top 5 leagues for chance creation from a left-back, from a wing-back, actually. So that's pretty damn impressive stats for Sergio. He obviously had a great game for Spain against Ukraine the other day before coming off injured. He's just been called up recently to the Spain squad. So this is a lad who is on the ascendancy in terms of qualities and obviously profile. There's lots of clubs who are going to be sniffing around him because he is a good talent, because he is reasonably cheap as well. It's understood Real Madrid are looking to have that buyback clause in their contract, so they may be able to get him in the future. But at the same time, also, you know, we understand Real Madrid would be willing to sell without that buyback clause. It just depends on the sort of deal that's broken from Manchester United here. If it's for a bit more money, without that, they'd be open to doing it because they've got a couple of really good left-backs there already. So in terms of getting a player right now, they don't really need Sergio Reguilón. That's why they lent him out to Sevilla last season, and that's why they've offered him to a multitude of football clubs, including ourselves. Yeah, so, look, it's positive news. Hopefully this is the case anyway in terms of Sergio Reguilón having agreed personal terms. Just because he's agreed personal terms of United doesn't necessarily mean he's going to join United anyway. You know, but hopefully it is going to be the case, lads and lasses. It depends what other football clubs are interested in him. It does look all good because, like we said, he changed, you know, say what you want about it, but he changed his information a little bit on his social profiles, and he also followed a couple of Manchester United lads and stuff like that. So say what you want to say about that, but I like to read into little things like that. It's a little hint, posting a pic with David De Gea, Agent De Gea, etc., etc. So you never know. I think it's a prospect for him because of the profile of Manchester United to do wonders for his career. Obviously, he's shown what a good player he is for potentially for United by being so reliable and so solid and creating so many chances for Sevilla. There's talk about, is he defensively good enough? Well, you know, maybe Solskjaer wants to play him in a solely attacking role. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the Spider, at the right back, who's just a complete defensive beast anyway. And then of course we need to get a centre back in. But I'm thinking he's got some plans for Sergio Reguilón to be a bit of an attacking force down that left-hand side. We'll see. I mean, Rashi and Reguilón, R&R, bit of R&R, bit of rest and relaxation, bit of R&R. It sounds all right, doesn't it? I like it. It's the new SAS. Anyway, Let's hope that we get him in, lads and lasses. I would like to see Sergio Reguilón join Manchester United in this window because we need to get some bloody players. We haven't got anybody yet in this window, and it's embarrassing. Okay, wait a second. We did get Donny van der Beek. Let's just withdraw. We didn't get anybody. We did get somebody, but we haven't got anybody really what we need. We need some more players in different positions that we need, such as centre-back, right wing. And Reguilón would be good. I mean, Reguilón's a player coming in. It's not even the position really that we need to strengthen the most. That's the most annoying thing about it. Like, it would be great if we'd got the Sancho deal done now and we were getting Reguilón, but at this stage it just seems we are completely shopping around in the bargain basement. And it's obviously gashtastic for United fans. How are we all doing today then, lads and lasses? Get in the comments section. We've got Russ Mank. He says David Moyes signed Fellaini instead of Thiago. I heard about this dude. So Sir Alex Ferguson had lined up Thiago to come into Manchester United, and lo and behold, David Moyes vetoed it and said he didn't know enough about the player, and it ended up overpaying for bloody Marouane Trelawney on the end of the bloody day of the season, my transfer window, my friends. It's a calamity. Gungshi, how you doing as well, Gungers? He says, I watched him play for Spain. Very impressive player. That's absolutely brilliant, Gungshi. I'm very happy that it's not a case that he's going to be out injured for a long time either. Just a week, it seems like, so he posted. Mumbai Banda says, I need a shirt saying, get in there, my son, which is the merchandise, Flying Pig. Yeah, I have to work on some of these things, my friend. That's a good idea. I should have a get in there, my son shirt. You're spot on. Maybe I'll do that soon. Thank you very much for the suggestion. So look, in terms of Sergio Reguilón, it's looking positive. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Stick a 1 in the live chat if you think Sergio Reguilón will end up at Manchester United. Griffo Chaz comments, this is all part of my Glazers conspiracy. Maguire arrest. I've got a hair like dangling over my eye. It's really annoying me. Greenwood, Maguire arrested. Greenwood broke restrictions. Pogba got corona. Aaron Wan-Bissaka in Dubai. All directed by the Glazers to hide the fact the window has been poor. Have the Glazers been directing the year 2020 in general, my friends? Seems like the sort of shithouse administration that they would oversee. But anyway, nice one, Griffo. It's a bit of a bad couple of months for us. I'm not going to lie, like you've just said, all those different reasons. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with this window. I think it's got to pick up. Super chat here from Son Goku Ian 97. Thank you for getting in here. He says, "Hey pig, I just finished work. I effing love my pig." Also, thoughts on commentary last night. Thiago and Reg bids from United. Yeah, thank you, Son Goku Ian 97, for getting in here, my friend. You top lad. Appreciate the super chat, dude. Hope you're having a great day. So the commentary last night, I shared it on my Twitter if you didn't see it. Check it out at Mr. Flying Pig HD on Twitter. But of course, in the game last night, there was some commentary where the commentator said I was speaking with the Spain camp or something along these lines, and there's a bid from Manchester United for Thiago and also Reguilón. And that's what he said. That's what the commentator said, okay? Now, does that mean that that's 100% legitimate? Are we basing all of this on that? Absolutely not, my friends. It's just a commentator commentating. You know what I mean? So he's obviously said some information then, which is information, new information, I suppose. But he could have just been teasing a little bit there himself, But that doesn't mean that we've absolutely 100% put a bid in and negotiations going on with these players. But it is looking good for Reguilón. We are in for Thiago, from what I understand. Solskjaer's held talks with him as well. So there is some basis to it, but that's like it's just one of those. Believe it if you want. Hopefully it's the case. Kabaki HD says all this Reguilón talk and Thiago talk is just passing time to release pressure. Right, let's get into it again then, lads and lasses, quickly, before we get back onto Reguilón and stuff like that. Let's just get into quickly some of the other stuff that's going on. So, Alex Telles is being linked with the move to Manchester United, right? I'm seeing articles. How reliable are these sources is another question, but I'm seeing articles saying that there's his agents in Manchester finalising terms with Manchester United. Manchester United have representatives over in Portugal trying to sort of broker this deal and get this deal done for Alex Telles all of a sudden, lads and lasses. Now, this, in my opinion, is all from the Manchester United propaganda machine, my friends. I don't really, I just think it's more talk. I don't really, don't think we're genuinely going in for Alex Telles here. I think it's just one of those things that's been drip fed just to create a reaction here, just to maybe, I don't really know, maybe convince Real Madrid to maybe part with Reguilón to us on a permanent deal for a bit more money without having that future buy-on clause. There's these sorts of things you've got to think about. We're understood to be in talks with the football club right now. We've potentially agreed terms with Reguilón, but this is still unconfirmed at this moment in time, so just to say that. But it does look like we are making headway in terms of the Reguilon deal. Because his injury isn't serious, we've been able to do that. So that's good, but like I say, in terms of the rest of the negotiations, we don't know what's going to happen with United and whether or not they're going to be able to reach an agreement with Madrid, because we know that United do not like to make deals with those sorts of clauses in the contract, and whether or not Real Madrid would consider selling him without a buyback clause or a future sell-on fee or whatever it may be that's holding up the deal there for Manchester United is another question. And will they have a deal that's just as good or better from another club that does have that buyback clause in there? I think maybe they will, and I think, Manchester United are going to have to lean a little bit on this one if we're to get our man. We should be looking for him. He's got great stats. He's the right age. He's getting better, even if it is just for a few years where he's being developed by Manchester United, but also allowing us to use his services and be a great player for us. Then I would be happy with having him for a few seasons if he left. United don't like to develop players for other clubs, I understand that, but we have seen that done with success in the past where you can move a player on. Just look at Ronaldo. And have him for a few years and get some great service out of him. So what do you guys think about the Alex Telles stuff? Stick a 1 in the live chat if you think it's BS. Stick a 2 in the live chat if you think we're signing Alex Telles. Matt Rush comments 70 likes already. Thank you, Matt Rush. Great to see you in here, lad. Appreciate everyone who's stopping by. Ice Queen Gaming as well. Vusi, Abdu, Joshua, Sanket, Moses, the Leopard. Everyone, thanks for stopping by. Smash that thumbs up button, lads and lasses. If you haven't done so, please do leave a like on the video. Gunga's comments, when are we going to get rid of the likes of No Bones, Shingard, Smalldong and Pereira? Oh, Gungshi, my friend, we've got to get rid of these absolute melters at the football club. I do have a little bit of information on that potentially, though, Gungshi, just to let you know. Benfica and Valencia are among the clubs who are keen on Andreas Pereira, potentially on a loan deal. So we're looking at, there's a little bit more information. Maybe Benfica and Valencia would be interested in Andreas Pereira. More for them, to be fair, because he's pretty bloody bang average, isn't he? But I agree with you, Gungshi. Look at those players we've still got at the football club. Phil Jones, Jesse Lingard, Chris Smalling and Pereira. It looks like Smalling is on the way to Roma. Let's just wait on that one. I think that's pretty much going to be definite because he's completely surplus to requirements and Roma liked him. So they will have him back. And it's not a lot of money for them to get a good player like Chris Smalling. And he is a good player. So, but the other guys, the Lingards of this world, the Pereiras of this world, certainly Phil Jones, I don't really understand why Manchester United are not doing a little bit more to get rid of these players in this window. Maybe we are having offers. We've heard that Newcastle were interested in Phil Jones. We're just hearing today that Benfica and Valencia are among the clubs who are interested in Andreas Pereira. So maybe you will see a little bit more movement with the player out in the next few days. But I totally agree. It's time to get rid of some of this absolute bloody hangers-on, some of these Klingons, you know what I mean? It's terrible. We don't want them anymore. So, yeah, it's a shame. Pereira's just done. He's done at this football club. There's no point even persevering that guy at all. Fair enough, Jesse Lingard, if you want to chuck him on at the end of games to headless chicken it up for 15 minutes and run around, then okay, Solskjaer. But Pereira, no. So, lots of ones coming in the live chat thinking it is BS about Alex Telles. I mean, look, he's a good player, isn't he? Obviously played for Porto, Brazilian international. He is obviously a good player, but I just don't really see where the basis of this is coming from now. There's all these talks about it. I think it's more maybe PR from the club here to get something done with Real Madrid for Reguilon. Maybe not. That's just what my own personal speculations. Paul D, how are you doing? He says, any club would benefit from Phil Jones if he stays fit and applies some discipline. I don't know if you're being serious or not, Paul D. But you know what, though, Paul D? You're probably right. I mean, we haven't seen the best of Phil Jones because he's been in and out the side. If he went to a lower club, I just don't think he's United standard, but if he went to a lower club like Newcastle and did apply himself, he probably would be good. So I think you are being serious. So... Thank you very much. Gungshi says there's 382 schlags in the gaff. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of you legends getting in here. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Ayush Bahara comments, Telles is weak defensively. The thing is with both of these options that we're being linked to is they are better going forward than defending, which is why I think that it's maybe a possibility that Solskjaer is going to be implementing that same sort of three at the back system that we saw him implement sometimes last year against the bigger teams where he had Brando on the left and he had Luke Shaw playing left centre back. That was what I think. So we don't know. I think an attacking wing back would be good because Aaron Wan-Bissaka, although he is decent going forward and he has got some good assists, He's definitely not as good going forward as he is defensively. He's an absolute beast when it comes to defending. So yeah, I think we've got to be completely realistic there and say that maybe we would have more joy if we had a little bit more attacking potency on the other side of the pitch there. Allow the overlap with Rashi and all that sort of stuff to take place. You see Luke Shaw doing it to a good effect, actually. And Brandon Williams was doing it well towards the middle of the season. But actually, yeah, Luke Shaw, he's good at everything, not great at anything. Whereas Reguilon looks to be a very, very good attacker in terms of creating chances. Utsav Banerjee says, we need a proper striker. Yes, I do believe we need a proper striker as well. Igalo obviously isn't going to be here forever either. He's just a backup until January. We need to get a proper striker in there. I agree, mate. I personally think Greenwood's your man. Martial, he's going to be very good for the next few years, I think, but I think Greenwood may overtake him in terms of qualities. That's how good I think Mason Greenwood has the potential to be. He's obviously shown a heck of a lot at 18 years of age. We'll see, you never know, but I think Martial can get 25 goals at number 9 for us next season, with Mason deputising for the second half of the season after Igalo's gone. Right then, okay, so that was just to talk a little bit about the Pereira and Pereira business to Valencia or Benfica possibly, so a little update on that, lads and lasses. What else do we have on the agenda? I mean, let's get back into Sergio Reguilón, actually. So let's get back into Sergio Reguilón. For anybody who's just joining us, we have got an update here, from one of our sources, basically Matt Rush, the transfer guru. He hasn't been wrong yet. So he says United have agreed personal terms with Reguilón. Negotiations have started with Real Madrid. But the issue is they still want a buyback clause, but it's not the end of the world, basically. Like, United can have a deal done with them even without a buyback clause if we are prepared to pay a little bit more money potentially. So even if that's the case, the deal's not done. But I think we should be doing absolutely everything to get him in, even with that buyback clause, and just have him for a few years. We still do have Luke Shaw around. He's 25. Luke Shaw's a good player, man. He's a good player. He's just not a great player. And he's a bit inconsistent, and he likes the pies. He likes pies and jelly babies like the rest of us. Fair play to him. He can't put the things down. So, but he does have conditioning and stamina and fitness issues, guys, throughout the season generally. So it would be really good to get another player in there, somebody who is maybe a bit more potent on the attack as well, to give us just some different options. Give us some different options. Make it a better playing field for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be able to select his team from, and just give him more of a chance to actually start this season properly and not melt like we did at the start of last season. And when we were down to bloody 14th or something at one point, my friends. We can't be doing that again this season. We've got to start strong. We have to start strong this year. And if we're going to start strong, Solskjaer needs help, because the current squad, based on last season, is not really up to the standard to do what we're asking of it, which is challenge for top 4 at this stage. Should be challenging for the bloody title, but we've got no ambition in the window. So really the best we can hope is top 4. So it's about adding to the depth in the team right now and improving that starting 11 so we can do that. It's bullshit, lads and lasses. This is a poor window. Sort it out, Glazers, honestly. Sort it out, Woodward. I've had enough. Jawad Habib comments, there were reliable sources coming out of Sevilla and Napoli earlier today saying that Sevilla feel Reguilón is closer to United. Interesting, Jawad Habib. Thank you for that information there, dude. Yeah. Look, I think he is closer to United because, let's have a look at the facts here, everybody. Now, these are very sort of, whatever facts, but they're facts. He posted a picture with David De Gea the other day on Instagram. He followed Mason Greenwood on Instagram. He followed Paul Pogba on Instagram. He changed his badge from in a Sevilla kit to in a Spain kit. He also changed his bio from Real Madrid player to some other bullshit. I can't remember what it is now. Why would he do that now? He did that yesterday or the day before. So, okay, yeah, look, they're all professionals, they're all mates, I get that, whatever, fair enough. But there's just a couple of clues, to me that make me think that United are the one in the forefront of his mind. He was asked the other day on international duty about his future, and he simply said that he's got some offers on the table and he needs to think about it, basically. But let's think about the facts here, guys. Sevilla are a good team. They just won the Europa League. They knocked Manchester United out of the semi-finals. He's a Spanish lad in Spain playing for Sevilla, which is obviously a great place for him to be. I'm sure he had a great season last season. That's where he's had his proper breakthrough season in terms of profile and getting in the Spanish side and all that sort of stuff. So I'm sure he's happy with his season at Sevilla and maybe even the prospect of going back there instead of being at Real Madrid. But United, though, is a different animal. United's a massive, massive, massive name football club. It just increases the profile of Sergio Reguilón as well. It educates him as a footballer. If he wants to get better and improve as a footballer as well, then maybe it makes sense to go and get a bit more football culture. Go and experience a different speed, a different culture of football over in England. And of course, the Premier League's one of the best leagues in the world. He'll definitely get paid well. He'll be playing for a high-profile club, playing in the Champions League. So if I was Sergio Reguilón, I would 100% be super keen on joining Manchester United. Shout out Colin McAvoy, who's just subscribed. Shout out Matthew Edward, who's just subscribed. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, lads and lasses, if you have not subscribed already. We keep you up to date daily with an afternoon Man United transfer news show in the window here, and also one in the evening if there's call to do one anyway, if there's some news. Sunil Power comments, Alex Telles. So basically Alex Telles, mate, is, Alex Telles is a very decent player, to be fair, but I wouldn't really, that's not one that really fills me with too much fizz. I think Reguilon's a better signing for United. 23 years, he's younger, and he's cheap. He's a good option for us right now. And I think United are a bit light in that area. Plus, it's not like a big Alex Telles signing. He is a well-known name. He plays for, Porto, and he's obviously in the Brazilian setup. I don't know how much it would take in order to get him in here and how much he would be paid. Whereas Reguilon's probably going to be quite a bargain deal, which is what United are looking for right now because of our shite owners. Simple as that. Gungshi says, get in there, my sons. Nice one. Shout out to everyone who's hitting that subscribe button. I can sort of hear it going on in the background there. Sorry, I've got it a bit quiet today. But anyway, yeah, Vusu comments, Pig did try and make a song for Donny. Oh, I'm not doing that again. But yeah, we did try. But we do need to come up with a song for Donny. Okay, guys, let's before we get back into the transfer stuff, actually just have a little vote in the live chat. Actually, just write the name of the player that you think is coming into Manchester United next. Just write the name. We're not going to have a number vote right now. Write the name of the player that you think Manchester United will sign next, whether it's Sancho or Reguilon or this bloody Telles, whoever it would be. Just write your name. I just want to have a little vote in the live chat to see where everybody's at. I think it's going to be Reguilon. I do think Reguilon will be on the next name through the door. I think this Sancho saga will draw out a little bit longer. Ethan Brown thinks it's going to be Sancho, though. I bloody would love that if Sancho came in soon. If Sancho signed in the next week, I'd have a mangasm all over the shop. Jonathan Booger says Reguilon. Joshua Commander, Reguilon. Vusu, Collins, a Sancho. Scousers. Nice one, Scousers. Harris Khan says Sancho. Raz Al-Wadi says Reguilon. Yeah, most people saying Reguilon. Will Hansen says Koulibaly. I really don't think that there's going to be that situation with Koulibaly. In fact, I think that he's just agreed personal terms with Manchester City. Now, that's what I'm hearing, reports that he has agreed personal terms with Manchester City now. So, I don't know whether or not the clubs are going to reach that deal, but that is what's being reported at the moment, is that Koulibaly has agreed personal terms with Manchester City. So it looks like Pep Guardiola, looks like City are going after the next summer signing, doing an improvement job on the back line. I think they never really replaced Company when he left, in all honesty. And I think now they're trying to do what they should do, which is strengthen the only real weak area of their team. Of course, he's collecting win-backs like they're going out of fashion. He's got very good players in pretty much every area. They did lose David Silva, but they've signed Nathan Ake coming in there, and it looks like they're going to get another centre-back in Koulibaly as well. They're the front runners at the moment. You never know what's going to happen in the window, lads and lasses, but it does look like Koulibaly is favourites to join Manchester City, which is absolutely gastastic, to be fair, because he's a good player. But United are never going to get Koulibaly, I don't think. I don't think we're shopping around in that upper echelon type player category at the moment, where the money is quite a lot and the wages are a lot. We seem to just be melting around in the bargain bin. Yannick Victorin says Bale is not on the cards. Bale's never joining United in this window, lads and lasses. That is absolute horse BS, my friends. There's no way that Gareth Bale was joining in this window. United would not go and sign, after that whole Alexis Sanchez situation with how much of a melt he turned out to be, personality-wise, having no backbone to fight and no spirit and desire to actually play for United, it turns out, wanted to go back to Arsenal after a week, absolute Bruno Mars melt, then I don't think United would touch Gareth Bale with a shitty stick at the moment, my friends, because he's just had a terrible time over at Real Madrid in terms of being sort of disrespectful, lackadaisical, playing golf, all that sort of stuff. That interview we did the other day. I understand he's been treated badly over there by the Real fans and the board and the managers, but still, he is a bit of a problem child, Gareth Bale. He's a bit of a problem child, plus he's injury prone, plus you'd have to pay him a ridiculous amount of money. Gareth Bale's not going to happen, lads and lasses. That is BS. That would never happen. But yeah, Thank you very much for your comment though, mate, but I definitely don't think Gareth Bale's going to happen. Right, let's just, before we get back into the transfer stuff, I want to just touch on some breaking news then. Let's have a little talk about it then. Mason Greenwood's been shagging. Mason Greenwood's been shagging, lads and lasses. It's not good. There's COVID-19 restrictions in place and Mason Greenwood's been shagging. Bloody hell. Keep it in your pants, Mason, honestly. Oh, no, and Foden, you know, Manchester lads going ham out there in Iceland. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. I mean, look, all jokes aside, it's not good, is it? I mean, look, he's just got his international call-up. Michael Fletcher says, put a 1 in the chat for Greenwood, top shagger. Stick a 1 in the chat for Greenwood, top shagger. Oh, my God. That is hilarious, dude. Alan Rogers says, naughty and lucky boy at same time. Hey, look, let's just get into it then. Look, at the end of the day, he's an 18-year-old lad. His hormones are all over the place. He's Mason Greenwood. He's probably got offers left, right, and centre. And he, you know, I don't know his personal situation, but you know, he's a young lad at the end of the day. I can't really begrudge him that, but what I would say to him is, Mason, there's a COVID-19 pandemic on the go. You're in a different country. You're training with England. You've just been called up to the England squad. You've had your first appearance. You came on off the bench. You've just played your first game. Maybe just don't shag anyone tonight, mate. You know what I mean? Maybe just chill, play some video games, stick FIFA on, and just hang out. Because it's not really very clever to do that. It is naive. It is silly. And if I expect it from an 18 and a 20-year-old lad, to be fair. So I'm not going to hold anything too much against him, but I do think it's stupid. Plus, it's, you know, they have put some people at risk here, potentially. If they've had people into their room or into their hotel and been doing the unspeakable with them, then there's every possibility that they could have, I mean, I'm guessing they didn't give them a COVID-19 test before coming into the hotel lobby. So I'm guessing, you know, there's possible transmission issues that could have happened from that. So that's no laughing matter. That's actually really quite irresponsible. So yeah, not very clever, really quite disappointing, but he's 18 and people are going to make mistakes. It's not, you know, it's not that bad, lads and lasses. Let's just say it's not that bad. He will feel like an absolute tit this morning as well, because he's been sent home from England, man. England have dropped him and Foden. They've got to travel back to England separately because, of course, like we say, they can't have these transmission concerns with the virus being in close contact with the other players now that they've been getting away with some Icelandic sorts. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, yeah, man, Mason Green, what do you guys think about that one, eh? Get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. Gungshi says he'll need more than a COVID-19 test. Stick a 1 in the live chat if you think Mason's on his way to the gum clinic. Oh my God, sorry lads and lasses, this video's taken an interesting turn. Joshua Commander says, tell us more about Tellez. So, in all honesty, the Tellez deal, I personally think it's just more sort of propaganda and more sort of, just sort of tactics to try and get deals done elsewhere for Manchester United, which is also kind of what I think the Thiago deal is. We're talking about Thiago. I think Thiago and his agent, these people, they're using Manchester United as a sort of bargaining chip to say we're still interested, because we are interested, so that they can get a deal done elsewhere. There's talk of Barcelona being interested in them as well. And this is the thing, Barca have maybe put it out there in the media that they're interested in Thiago now because they were interested in Wijnaldum. And like there's all this merry-go-round of BS and dick measuring that's going on, lads and lasses, between the football clubs. So that's what's going on. I think the Tellez situation, yeah, it's a player, you know, at the end of the day, he's a player we should be linked with. He's a left side, he's a good defender. Luke Shaw needs some competition in my eyes. He is out of the team a couple of times, mostly throughout the season with injury issues and things like that. He's injury prone. We've got Brandon Williams coming through, he's 19, but yeah, it would make sense to get a left back in, but I don't see why it would actually be somebody else now. Shout out to Alan Gillespie for subscribing as well. I don't see why it'd be anybody other than Reguilon right now. We've had all these links, all this offer from Sergio Reguilón. Okay, if he goes and chooses a different football club, or Real Madrid are absolutely adamant that there's no possible way you know, that they would let him go to us without having that buyback clause, then maybe United won't get the deal done, because we know how stubborn Ed Woodward is in terms of developing, you know, doing those sorts of deals at the football club. He's a tithead. Right then, thank you. And Ruddy Can't Games in here. He says, I'm a schlag and proud of it. I should get a t-shirt of that. How you doing, Ruddy, mate? You should. Yeah, it would suit you. Let's read this comment out. Zuchunama Zote says, hey Pig, I like the way you say my name just like you did before. Is Greenwood situation's good for us? I think I messed up. Zokanawama Zote. Greenwood situation is good for us, question mark. I don't see how the Greenwood situation's good for us, mate. Because he's probably going to have to self-isolate in quarantine now. You know, if he's been up to the no good with some Icelandic sorts, like I say, he's going to have the COVID test. He's going to have to self-isolate for a couple of weeks here, I think. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? What is the situation with that? I mean, is there a statement from the football club? I think there is a statement from the football club, actually. Yes, Manchester United are liaising with the Football Association and are disappointed with the actions of Mason Greenwood over this situation. So that is the statement from Manchester United. Very disappointed with Mason for being a shagger. He should have kept it in his pants on this one, lads and lasses. You know, I get it. He's 18. He's a red-blooded male. I get it. He's in Iceland. You know, we all know what sort of beautiful sorts are over there in Iceland, to be fair. You know, and all around the world, everyone. I'm not excluding anyone. I'm just saying Icelandic women, in my opinion, they're generally quite nice. So, you know, but keep it in your pants, Mason Greenwood, sir. You're having a nightmare. Oh, my God. Yeah, so I think it's poor. I think he should have been playing FIFA with his mates instead. But there you go. Mason Greenwood's been dropped from England. What does it mean for his England? No quarantine, says Jim Joe Bobley. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Joshua Commander says Mason and Greenwood on quarantine. Well, that's different. I would have thought they would have to, right? Maybe not a legal requirement, but in terms of quarantining from the rest of the football club, now that everybody knows that they've had maybe some dangerous liaisons with some Icelandic women, now everybody knows that. So, you know, sorry, not Icelandic, is it? What am I on about? Where is it? Is it in Denmark? It's in Denmark, isn't it? There's me going on about Icelandic women. Or was it in Iceland? I've completely bloody forgotten I've completely forgotten who we're playing and where it was at and what the deal is now, my friends. But either way, you know what I mean. Same ballpark. You know, same ballpark. Anyway, Ms528, what's going on, dude? Salim Umar comments, we need 4 signings, Sancho, Reguilon, Thiago and Deo. Yeah, that would be very, very nice. Let's hope we get those 4 players in. That would be the perfect window. But yeah, let's just finish talking about Mason Greenwood, actually, because that is not the best look for... It's just one thing after another for Manchester United this window with some of our players getting up to no good and being in trouble. Like, it's not good to have Manchester United players in trouble at the moment, and his family, I think, would be quite disappointed that he's been dropped from England for the sake of getting a little bit of, you know... Ellis Burgess says, he says, Phil Foden has a kid and a missus. Bad news, that. Ooh. Oh, my days. Is that legit? I didn't actually know that, Ben Foden, but yeah, sorry, what do I call him, Ben Foden? About Phil Foden. But that's terrible. He's been playing away, potentially, allegedly. We don't know, actually, if he did anything. Maybe they just had him round for a nice cup of tea and a chat. Maybe they played Jenga, lads and lasses. Maybe there was no physical contact here. We're assuming they did all these things. But maybe, you know, maybe they just socially distance. And and like I say, played a board game or something. Maybe they had a round of Monopoly. What do you guys reckon? Stick a 1 in the live chat if you think Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden were playing Monopoly with these girls at a reasonable social distance. Matt Rush says they're playing Hunt the Sausage. Oh, anyways, Mason Greenwood, he is a lad. He's a lad, isn't he? He's a lad. But you're on England international duty. You've got to hold yourself with a little bit more decorum and be a bit more responsible. Like, at the best of times, it's probably not a good idea when you've just made your appearance to be getting up to antics like this in case he gets back to the manager and, you know, I mean, okay, ordinarily it'd be absolutely fine. But because of the COVID-19 restrictions, you can't be going around there meeting all sorts of people you don't know anything about. So I think it's a little bit piss poor and misguided from Mason, but he's 18 years of age. My God, I do things all the time now which are an atrocity. Never mind when I was 18. I'm just kidding. But Vusi Manakeda says, this is our summer so far. Crap. It is pretty crap, lads and lasses. Hey, there's over 150 likes on this video. Over 350 of you watching right now. Please do us a favour if you haven't hit that like button already. Please do smash a thumbs up on the video if you haven't done so. And get your thoughts and opinions in about anything that we're talking about in this video. Today, A little bit more transfer news from some other clubs. Barcelona, it's all propaganda, it's all PR to try and get moves done. That's what I'm thinking, but this could be legit, you know. Barcelona are in contact with Lyon over Memphis Depay. They believe they can get him for around 25 million euros plus 5 million euros this week. I don't know if they would accept that, to be perfectly honest with you, but it seems like Barcelona may be interested in bringing Memphis Depay to the football club. What do you lads and lasses think about that? He's obviously an ex-Manchester United player. Some people would want Memphis Depay back at Manchester United. We've gone over this recently. The Real Swifty Animations. What's going on, Swifty? He says, any news about Pogba? I haven't heard any news about his situation with the COVID-19, how he's doing. I'm guessing he's just recuperating and recovering. We would probably have heard an update if it was serious. I'd imagine he will be back come the end of September in the Manchester United fold, training and things like that. I think we'll have to separate for a little while until it's all out of his system and everything. But he should be absolutely fine, shouldn't he? In terms of the contract, if that's what you meant, then, it's possible that that we might be getting a new deal done at some point, but it all remains to be seen what happens with United's midfield sort of business this year. We are being linked with a player like Thiago, Pogba, Thiago, you know, who take your pick really, but they're both good players. We would have a lot of midfielders then. I don't know if we're going to sign Thiago. It's probably not realistic. Like I say, I think he's most likely to end up at Liverpool or maybe even going back to Barca there, you know, so we'll see. But in regards to Manchester United, sickening, and isn't this is one of the most annoying windows that I've overseen in my life, right up there with David Moyes' window. That was a sickeningly slow and horrible window as well. And then we ended up signing Marouane Fellaini last day of the window for an inflated price. Yeah, and we were linked with Thiago as well. Well, like we read that article, Sir Alex Ferguson has supposedly lined Thiago up to join Manchester United, but David Moyes vetoed it in favour of Marouane Fellaini. Basically said he didn't know enough about Thiago. Alicante Pro comments, Pig, after 2 or 3 years, Greenwood will be our forward man. I think so. Great player. Yeah, it's a very good shout you make there, mate. I think Greenwood will be our front man up top there. I think he'll be our striker because he's so naturally good finishing-wise. He's already shown his finishing ability in the short time that he's been at this football club from all sorts of different positions. But he can do it left foot, right foot. He's comfortable in every single department there. So he's a natural-born finisher. You can see that already. You can just tell some people are natural-born finishers. Remember Xavier Hernandez? Xavier Hernandez is a good player, but he, you know, his all-round game is not exactly he's not exactly like Cristiano Ronaldo or anything, but he's got that natural finishing ability. He's got that eye for goal. He's got that something special that you need. And I think Mason Greenwood's showing that already at 18. So yeah, I think Mason Greenwood's going to be a sensational talent for Manchester United going forward in a few years. Right now, we've got Martial at number 9. It makes sense if you get Jadon Sancho to have him right wing, have Rashie left wing, have Martial up top, and then allow Greenwood to just deputise for them all. But in the ideal long run, have him be that number 9 also. I agree with you. I think he's got exactly what's required for that position. Nice one, guys. So, yeah, get your thoughts in the comments and opinions in about anything you would like me to answer or discuss or anything like that. And just shout out to you all for stopping by and getting in here. There's a lot of players being linked with Manchester United today, a lot of paper talk going on. It's just one of those things, guys. They're all these stories that you read, the majority of them are just BS. And I think some of them are actually drip-fed from certain football clubs and from their PR departments and things like that to try and get some pressure put on for opposition teams who are considering transfers and things like that. So I think that's a lot to do with it. Because, look, if your big paper reports, Manchester United are going in for, a right winger instead, David Neres or Adama Traore or somebody instead right now, and we're in advanced negotiations, and Dortmund see this, it's all BS, though. Right then, okay. Brilliant stuff. Right then. Yeah, so get your opinions in, guys. I'll jump into the comment section now. Shout out to you all for stopping by. Just a daily transfer update video and just Man United news in general. Like to keep you up to date with what's going on around Manchester United. Around about 3 p.m. UK time, we do this every day. We also sometimes start a bit earlier, about 2:30, or a bit later, about 3:30. And we also do an evening show, or we have been doing it at the moment because there's been a fair bit of news, around about 9, 9:30, 10. So that's the sort of schedule for this channel, lads and lasses, at this moment in time. Tomorrow, though, we've got the England-Denmark game, of course, which is going to be on the channel. We're going to do a watch-along for that. So there'll probably just be an afternoon transfer show. I might also jump on after the England game if there is any news, of course, if there's any major breaking news that needs addressing. But if it's just little updates and things like that, it can wait till the next day, obviously. Pranav Sunil Nair comments, what about Sancho? So all we know at this stage with Sancho is that Dortmund are playing a little bit of hardball, to be fair. They've basically put it out there that their transfer business is done in this window now, and it's done. And Manchester United, of course, are still interested, but we were not able to reach that agreement previously. We wanted to give them 60 million euros up front and the rest over a few years. Dortmund didn't want none of that. They didn't want to finance this deal. They wanted him. They wanted the money for him up front, or certainly a bigger amount of money for him up front, and the negotiations broke down. That's still the situation. The situation is still that. We don't have any more news that United have, are renegotiating or have put in another offer, have reached an agreement in any way with Dortmund. The situation was Jadon Sancho agreed personal terms with Manchester United and his agent. Everyone was happy there. He seems to be wanting to join the club. He was being linked for a long time with the football club. He's obviously a player that Manchester United could really do with. He's getting better. All those things that lead to, yes, we should be signing Jadon Sancho. Unfortunately, we've got a bloody King Edward potato in charge, though, who can't get the negotiations done. And unfortunately, proceedings broke down with Dortmund. And I think it's still alive. I think United still will sign Sancho, but I don't think it's going to be in the next few days, guys. I personally don't think it'll be in the next few days. I mean, the window, I think, is open until October the 4th. So there's almost a month of this transfer window left. And you know what Woodward and co are like in terms of getting deals done. They're like bloody turtles out there. They're so slow. It's so annoying that they can't get it done quicker most of the time. We got the Van der Beek deal done quickly. Sometimes they manage to pull it off, but most of the time, it's absolutely bloody pathetic. Yeah, absolutely gash-tastic. Right, okay, let's get in the comment section, lads and lasses. Get your thoughts and opinions in here. Miz528 says, how about Bale to United? Now, I went over a little bit earlier, Miz. I just don't think that's realistic at all. I think it's BS. I think he's injury prone. I think he's a bit of a prima donna these days. I think he likes to flap his gums a little bit. I think maybe he's a little bit unprofessional as well, based on some of the things he's said and done about Real Madrid and Wales and golf and all these things like that. I mean, he seems to love playing for Wales. He doesn't seem to harbour that same love for Real Madrid. He's won everything at Madrid, though. He's been ridiculously successful. But the fans don't seem to have warmed to him. The board, everyone don't seem to have warmed to him. The certain managers that he's had don't seem to warm to him. So I think maybe he's just a bit of a bad egg at this stage for Manchester United. We shouldn't be trying to get Gareth Bale. Okay, if it's a bargain deal with low wages, but you're never going to get that. He's on a huge amount of money. He's a massive asset. He's on a huge amount of money. United are not going to pay him that money at this moment in time. We just got rid of one shithouse in Alexis Sanchez. So we're not going to bring another shithouse in here, my friend. Another prima donna ready to just suck the life and blood and money and everything out of this football club. We don't need that. So screw Gareth Bale. You can stick it up your arse. I don't want Gareth Bale at this football club now. A few years ago when he went to Real Madrid, yes, absolutely. 100% I would have had Gareth Bale. I was, in fact, one of the first videos I made, I think, ever, was talking about Gareth Bale going to bloody Real Madrid and how pissed off I was about it. You know, like in 2013 or whatever, 14 or whenever it was. So, I really wanted him back then because, of course, he had done amazing things at Tottenham and he just fit that bill for United. But he went there. And I think since then, it's not a good signing for Manchester United right now. It's risky. It's one of those. It's a gamble, isn't it? It could be amazing. Imagine if you got Gareth Bale back in the Premier League doing what he was doing for Tottenham, but for United, where he was that match winner, that absolute penetrator down the left. And, of course, latterly, centrally, like a really good all-round player. But, yeah, I just don't think it's a good fit for United right now, especially with the types of players we've just got rid of, some of the snakes, and also the fact that we're signing different types of players now. Solskjaer's breeding a different type of player through now. He's developing players at the football club, whether it's your Greenwoods or your Brandon Williamses, and he's also signing players that are young, hungry, whether it's your Daniel Jameses, your Aaron Wan-Bissakas, and players that are fitting into that mould of a player that's ready to step up, such as Bruno Fernandes, a player that they've highlighted as being somebody who can be world-class, who's showing world-class abilities, but now needs to do it for a big club in a big league. No disrespect to Sporting or Portugal, I'm just saying I do think it's a bigger club and a bigger league, and he's ready to do that, and they've got him in there. And Harry Maguire too, obviously, was a good signing, on paper. So yeah, I think that we are doing it the right way now. We're trying to do it the right way. Donny van der Beek's another right signing. He's another correct signing. He's another player that is a good signing and makes sense in all ways. It's not a lot of money. He's hungry because he's coming up and stepping up to a big club now. No disrespect again to Ajax. They're a very good club. I mean, look, they've done really well in the Champions League last couple of years, better than us. So no disrespect to Ajax at all. But still, United is a massive club with a massive name, and it's just an absolute opportunity for any player to want to go and play for them, really. Not any player, that's the thing. That's what we don't want, those players that are already big time. We want those players that are coming up and want to just step up to have that amazing opportunity of playing for United. Gareth Bale's not one of those players, unfortunately. Thank you, Matt Rush. He says, smash a like for the pig. Yes, please do hit that thumbs up button, lads and lasses, if you have not done so already. That would help this channel and this stream out amazingly. I mean, have a vote in the live chat. It's an interesting topic, but I don't think it's going to happen. Do you think Gareth Bale's at all realistic for Manchester United in this window? Stick a 1 in the live chat if you think it is. Ellie, thank you so much. Says, give Pig a chance to read your comments. Absolutely, yeah. I will have a bit more of a Q&A thing at the end of this video. I'm just trying to cover all the topics as well quickly. I think we've covered them all actually now, pretty much, you know, in regards to Reguilon, maybe agreeing personal terms with Manchester United in regards to Pereira being linked, in regards to this Telles business. Look, there's all this hearsay and to and froing going on this window, guys. Let's see what comes over the next few days. I do think Sergio Reguilón will be a red. That's my gut feeling now. Kabaki HD putting a 2 in the live chat. Mostly twos, yeah. Anthony Van Wyck with a 1. Yeah, nobody thinks Gareth Bale's coming to this football club. Yeah, no spamming, lads and lasses, by the way. No spamming. Oh, that's okay, Ruddy. No, oh no, he did spam, yeah. No spamming, lads and lasses. Just comment once, obviously. Otherwise, it clogs up the live chat and all that stuff. So don't spam, guys. Otherwise, you will get timed out by the mighty moderators. What's up, Kayam? He says, I'm just lurking. How you doing, Kayam? Good to see you, mate. How's Eric Shun doing today? Anthony Van Wyck says, Jones is a walking meme waiting to happen. He's already happened. He's already a meme. He's not a meme waiting to happen. He's already memed. He's already memed. Yannick Victorian says, what is the Upper Meccano situation there? Thank you for your comment, Yannick. Just to let you know, Man United haven't tabled on offer for Upper Meccano at the moment. There's talk that he's got a clause in his contract for a release clause in July. I think it comes into effect July, a year after he signed his deal, basically. He's contracted till 2023. He will have a release clause comes into effect in 2021, the summer of 2021. But until then, there's no obligation, of course, for them to sell. That is what was understood to be the case in terms of what's being reported about Upper Meccano's new contract when he signed it at the end of June, I think it was. So that is the situation. Man United could go in for him and put a bid in and entice them to sell him to us simply because they'll get more money for him now as opposed to in a year. Or they would maybe like to keep him for a year because he's a good player, still further developing, and then lose out to that release clause in the summer next year. That's the situation with Upper Meccano. I hope Man United have the bottle and the cojones to go and do it because we need a centre-back. Victor Dwindloff ain't up to the standard, guys. We all know that. Should be working in bloody IKEA, lads and lasses. We've gone over this a bunch of times too. Connor Watts says, so bad that Foden has a missus and a kid. That is shocking, guys. But look, who thinks they were just playing Scrabble, lads and lasses, at a perfectly good social distance? You know what I mean? I think maybe Mason Greenwood was just talking to them about his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collection, lads and lasses. I don't think there was any wrongdoing done at all from these lads. Okay? I'll just put it out there now. I think it was completely innocent. I think they were just having a personal chat. Everyone was wearing a mask. Everyone was... No, look, I do think they've been up to no good, guys. They're young lads, you know, Brits abroad. They're notorious. Look at Slabby Maguire. He's out there fighting policemen, for Pete's sake. Oh, my God. Thank you, Sandcat Vegan Car. Right back at you. Right back at all of you guys tuning in. You're all legends. You're all a bunch of legends. Each and every one of you tuning in right now, you are a leg end. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you tuning into these daily updates and listening to what I've got to say and also telling me your thoughts and opinions. It's absolutely sensational. Matty Rush, we've just smashed 200 likes. You absolute legends. Cheers, everyone. VK Dean comments, clearly Greenwood and Foden were just helping the ladies with their maths. It can be hard getting to grasp with figures. Mate, that algebra, VK Dean, you're so right, man. Oh, it's tricky. Simultaneous equations. That's what I mean. Hey, girls, could you help me with some simultaneous equations?
Get in there, my son.
My God, Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden. Boy, silly stuff. Cress Welsing says, Deo Upper Meccano. Deo come. Oh, that's a good one. Deo come, man, and want to go home. Nice one, Cress Welsing. I like it, mate. Yeah, it would be brilliant to get him in here. That's one of the main targets that we should actually have. Never mind this Reguilon business. Even Sancho, to a degree, you can argue, is not the most important area to strengthen in this window compared to centre-back. You can argue that centre-back is the most important place to strengthen now. We have got Van der Beek in the midfield, so that's strengthened the midfield a little bit. We've got Rashford, Martial and Greenwood and players like James. Okay, that's definitely a problem area on the wings as well, really, in terms of depth. Definitely. But certainly centre-back, I think in the starting 11, Maguire and Lindelof as a partnership, maybe even individually, not quite up to the standard for United. You need a world-class player at the back there, I believe. Ideally, 2 world-class players. Man United, when we've had our most success, we've operated with 2 world-class centre-backs, Rio and Vidic, Bruce and Pallister. I mean, Bruce and Pallister, actually, you can argue were not world-class, actually, because they didn't even really get in the England team. So what do you define as world-class? But as a partnership, they were world-class, if you know what I mean. So the partnership worked. Sometimes you don't, that's what I mean. Sometimes you don't necessarily need an individual, but they were absolutely insane defenders as a team and together. So that's the point I'm making. Whereas Manchester United haven't really had that since the days of Rio and Vidic. Maguire may be that man. I do think that he's a boss at clearing everything away. I love how he is on the ball and his passing ability, his range of passing. But what I don't like about him is he's slow. What I don't like about the tandem partnership with Lindelof is he's also not exactly rapid. And also, we just seem to be out of position a lot of the time, those two. And Victor Lindelof in particular is nowhere near as good as Harry Maguire in the aerial department or in the tackling department or any defensive aspect at all. He's very good on the ball. He's a good pass master on the ball, I think, from the back. We've basically got 2 ball-playing centre-backs when we only really need 1. That's the sort of way I look at it. We need a proper beast Goliath-like absolute stopper, and then we need a ball-playing, also a good stopper like a Slabby Maguire, etc. But we need somebody with pace, somebody who can buzz around there, somebody who's got a good judge and reading of the game, judgment and reading of the game, who can read the game well. That's one of the great things about Nemanja Vidic was his mental reading of the game. He would put himself in positions, preemptively in order to press and stop the player getting into the space in whichever way he wanted to go, whether it's seeing him on the outside or inside. Like, he was such a good reader of the game. That's what I want to see at Manchester United. I want to see a little bit more in terms of the centre-back partnership. That's it. I mean, it depends how you... thank you very much there, Vabiav Sage. He says, underrated channel. Appreciate it, my friend. Yeah, we've been doing this a long time. We like to have our say. It is one of those things, guys. If you like the channel, hit that subscribe button, get involved. I'll try and read as many as your comments out as we go along. I just appreciate you all for watching. If you want to do us a massive favour, actually, I'll tell you what you can do is you can give it a share on social media right now. If you could give it a share on Twitter or Facebook or any of that business if you want to, that would be absolutely sensational. Also, follow us on Twitter at Mr. Flying Pig HD. Right then, 2-0 Kilikdar comments, Shaw's similar to Reguilon. I think Shaw may be arguably... I haven't seen enough of Reguilon to really say, but I think Shaw may be arguably better defensively, but not as good going forward. That's from what I understand. I understand Reguilon's strength are in his attacking abilities and the amount of chances he creates and things like that. So maybe he'd be a better option going forward. They're going to have different aspects and roles in the team. Like, this is what I keep saying. Like, Shaw's not going to be just completely cast away if we get Sergio Reguilon in, especially if it's on a short-term buyback deal. Because Luke Shaw is still a very good player who's only 25 years of age, and he can still be used in a number of different roles. The centre-back position, he's played a few times last season for Solskjaer. He's a good all-round left-back. I don't think he's a beast at defending like Aaron Wan-Bissaka or as good going forward as somebody like a Marcello or someone like that. No way near. He's somewhere in the middle of everything. He's a jack of all trades, master of none, basically. Reguilon's great going forward. I like it. Let's get more options. Let's give Solskjaer the depth there. Grazy says Shaw is terrible. I mean, I think Shaw is good, but I just don't think he's great. I think it's a little bit harsh to say he's terrible, though, because there's been times... Ryan Martin, thanks for subscribing. There's been times when he's actually been very, very good for us, and quite consistently, too. He had that leg break incident. I don't think he was ever really the same after that. That halted his development, but he's just starting to get it back now. Jose halted his development, but now with Solskjaer at the wheel, he's starting to get more up to speed with being that Manchester United quality player more consistently. But there's still games where he's not up to standard, and we don't want to see that, guys. And he does have injury issues and fitness concerns. He's got to be a little bit more professional, I think. Some people are slightly more prone to getting out of shape in the off-season and all that, but others are just lazy. And look, there's a very good reason, I think, why when Lukaku left Manchester United, he shared that training ground photo of the statistics, and it showed that Luke Shaw was the slowest player in training with the lowest clock speed, yet he's not actually the slowest player in training in the team by a long way. So he's just the laziest player in the team. Is that what that means? I don't know. Thank you so much. Mungathia Martin says, how many signings can Man United get done so far? I think we can probably realistically hope to get 2 more. I think we'll bottle it out on the centre-back position because Woodward's a potato. But I do think we'll get Reguilon and Sancho come the end of the window. That if I had to bet, I'd say those are the 2 positions that we will strengthen in this window. Thank you, Tukaram Akalesh. He comments, best YouTuber ever. Dude, thank you very much for that, Tukaram. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love and positivity in the live chat. By the way, shout out to all the moderators, the guys with the blue spanners next to their names. They keep this community and this chat absolutely safe and spot on without a bunch of melters causing abusive stuff going, you know, all that stuff, racist and all that business. They sack them off. So appreciate all the moderators. Shout out to all of you. You know who you are. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Alan Rogers says, hi, Mrs. P. Oh, Mrs. P, the cake bandit's in here. Everybody stick your cake emojis in the live chat for Mrs. P, the cake bandit. Right then, yeah, so let's go back and forth for a little bit more then, lads and lasses. Have your say, get your thoughts and opinions in. I'll just update my news sources here, see if there's any more information coming in. Shout out again, once again, to the transfer guru, Matt Rush, who keeps me updated with all this information. There's also some more information. Thank you, Matt Rush. Okay, so yeah, in regards to Phil Jones, we were talking about players going in and out of the football club. Phil Jones, you know, apparently now is attracting some interest from a couple of other Premier League clubs. That's all we're seeing at the moment. This is from ESPN. ESPN is the source that is saying that they're yet to receive a firm offer, but Phil Jones is attracted a bit of interest from a couple of other Premier League football clubs. So, yeah, I mean, I think we should just give them away. Give them away. Hey, do you want Phil Jones? He's yours. Take him. Take him. It's yours. That's what we need to do because... how can we get rid of him otherwise? Will a club realistically come and pay money for Phil Jones? Clam J, shout out to Clam J, you legend, says, getting those cake emojis in there for Mrs. P. United Forever says, I love bacon. Look at all these cake emojis. G-Wolf, Ryan Burberspin 9, shout out Alan Rogers. Lots of cake emojis there for Mrs. P. Nice one. Kabaki HD, Ellis Burgess, Anthony Van Wyck, there's a bunch of legends in here. Gaddafi, Adfilling Skills, yes. I love football. Jonathan Gallagher. Pig, we should do buy one, get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free. Yeah, that's right, that's what we should do. Anyway, okay, let's get back into it then. So hang on a second. Yeah, let's see. I mean, look, I was just looking at this story here in regards to Sancho, but I don't really... There's all these reports coming out. Agent of Brazil star flies into talks with Man United at over €30 million move in regards to Alex Telles. So we've been talking about that a bit earlier. I just think that's what the media are running with today. It seems like they're talking about that, but I don't buy it, guys. I don't buy it. We're being linked with Reguilon. Why would we be linked with another centre-back? It's just to put pressure on Real Madrid maybe to consider letting us have him for a bit more money with no future release clause. Possibly. I don't know. I mean, Real Madrid are pretty well set in that position out there on the pitch, so they don't really need him. Do us a favour, lads and lasses, and smash that thumbs up button. We're approaching 250 likes. It would really help this channel out if you hit the like and get involved in the live chat throughout as well for the remainder of the video. I'll stick around for, I don't know, about 20 minutes or something like that, lads and lasses, if you want to ask me any questions. Shout out Jordan Foster for subscribing, my friend. Nice one, Jordan. I need to have a shave, don't I? Look at this beard. It's looking a little bit straggly. Starting to look like a little bit of a hobo, maybe. Maybe like Maguire after a few nights in the cells. I don't know. Ryan Sebastian Valles, he says, yo, Pig, do you think we should have not sold Di Maria? No, I think we should absolutely have sold Di Maria. I just think we should have sold him to like a snake charmer instead. Or maybe sold him to like a sanctuary for snakes. That would have made more sense. Because let's face it, that guy's a bloody snake, my friends. And not a cool snake either, not like a cobra or something. No, like a shitty little corn snake. That's what he is. That's what he is, basically a slow worm. You know what I mean? But no, to be fair, he was a snake. He did leave us. He did say some nasty things. I don't like him. He's a dobby little melter. Had enough of Angel Di Maria. Don't even want to think about Angel Di Maria. He's got nothing. He doesn't occupy one single space in my brain apart from that image of him looking like a dobby little melter. I've had enough of Di Maria. Don't talk to me about Di Maria. I'm sick of that guy. Di Maria is a complete prat. He's almost as bad as Alexis Sanchez to me, in my opinion. Basically couldn't be asked to do it in Manchester. Just came for a little bit of a punt, a little bit of money, and couldn't be bloody asked. I hate footballers like that. I hate people taking advantage of Manchester United, such as that absolute Chilean melt as well, Alexis Sanchez. Ryan Martin comments, would take either Telles or Reguilon for cover for sure. Even if Reguilon or Telles doesn't go straight into our starting 11, I would too, one or the other. You know, there's no point obviously dealing with both of them. I guess we're talking with Telles in case we can't get the Reguilon deal done. If there's any legitimacy behind it, and we do indeed have agents from Alex Telles' agent travelling to Manchester to sort this out, and we've got representatives going over there to agree terms, then maybe it will happen, guys. I'm not ruling that out completely, but I just think that there's a much more chance that Reguilon's going to be the man at this moment in time. We shall see. Ray Reddington, what's going on, Ray? How are you today, mate? He says, any truth in the bid for Jimenez? £53 million, pig. I haven't heard a thing about that, to be honest. I don't personally think there's much truth in that one. Raul Jimenez, Wolves, what? Man United have supposedly put a bid in, have we? I haven't heard anything about that, my friend. So I personally don't think that's legit. I think that's more paper talk. There's a lot of paper talk going around. I saw one yesterday, Antoine Griezmann linked with Manchester United. I mean, really? Is that really what's being written? Because that is just, I don't understand the basis for that whatsoever. I know they're liking, that's another story this window, isn't it, that they keep running with, is the whole Barcelona exodus. An exodus at Barcelona. All the players leaving. Vidal's leaving, Suarez is leaving, Messi was leaving, now Griezmann's leaving. It's all just a PR agenda, I think, my friends, and just press paper talk at this stage. Turu MN says maybe Alex Telles is joining Man City. Oh man, that would be absolutely gash. It wouldn't surprise me though, the way Pep Guardiola collects wingbacks like they're going out of fashion. Batman Night Fan, what's going on, Batman Night Fan? Great to see ya. One of the legiondes of the channel, Batman Night Fan. Clam J says Griezmann and Wesley Sneijder on the way. Well, you see, Edward Woodward actually put a bid in for Wesley Sneijder many years ago, you see. He just sent it via carrier pigeon, and he had his wings clipped, so he had to walk there. That's basically what happened. He sent the transfer offer, via carrier pigeon to Inter Milan via a pigeon with his wings clipped. And that's the only reason why we're just getting him now. That's the sort of way we like to operate at this football club. They're so slow about doing their transfer dealings. I wouldn't be surprised if they were being delivered by birds with no wings. Nice one, guys. Rick O'Neill comments, Wesley Sneijder is on his way to Old Trafford. I wish it had happened back in the day. He was a great talent, wasn't he? He was a great talent. He really was a very good player. He could have potentially won the Ballon d'Or one year. That year where the Netherlands got to the final of the World Cup and they did the treble with Jose at Inter. I think he could have got the Ballon d'Or that year, but no, shitty FIFA and all those bloody UEFA melts and everybody. They all colluded there, didn't they? Louise Murray comments, shout out to Adam Crawford for a distinction in his leaving certificate, please, pig. Shout out Adam Crawford. That is absolutely a boss move, my friend. That is a boss move. Getting a certificate on your leaving certificate, that is absolutely on a distinction. Yes, my friend. Stick a thumbs up in the live chat, everyone, for Adam Crawford and his distinction in his leaving certificate, everyone. That is great news. Well done. Keep it up, mate. Keep it up. Batman Night Fan, no worries at all, by the way, Luis. Elon Pino says, shout out from Barbados. Shout out to you in Barbados, Elon. By the way, you've got a great name, Elon, like Elon Musk. If only Elon Musk would come and buy Manchester United, that would be amazing. Plus, he might be able to put that neural link thing in Ed Woodward's head and maybe actually make him think properly and have a football brain to be able to get some of these deals broken and negotiated and done. Maybe that would help as well, you know, and maybe he can provide the transport as well via the Tesla cars in order to bloody get us there, rather than using carrier pigeons with no bloody wings. No worries, Louise Murray, no worries. Michael Fletcher, thumbs up. Nice one. Colin McAvoy, thumbs up. Batman Night Fan, thumbs up. Scooter 1, thumbs up. All for Adam Crawford. Nice one, Adam. Mark Voot says, spring trap minus the Mars bar and crisps. Suhas Nayaka says, hi, I am from India. Shout out everyone who's tuning in from around the globe. Get your countries of destinations in here because I love to see where everybody's watching from. Patrick Pandy says, greetings, Piggy. Hello, Patrick. Sanket Vegan Car says, Pogba will sign a new contract, but he needs quality around, so Sancho is a must. Yeah, look, Pogba to me, he's not irreplaceable in my eyes. I think you could get a better player for maybe what he's worth. But actually, he is pretty stunning on his day. And with Bruno Fernandes coming into the side, you have seen an upturn in his fortunes and how he's committed to the team. So yeah, I'm still back behind Paul Pogba at this moment in time. But yeah, I mean, signing a new contract, we'll see, guys. We'll see. It depends what United are looking to do and what Solskjaer are going to do. But Pogba is a very good player. Ryan Sebastian Vela says, who is the best player of our club? Well, in my opinion, the best player that Manchester United have right now, it's probably Bruno Fernandes. I mean, based on form, based on the influence and what he did in this Premier League season, it's probably Bruno. I think if you look for how he played for Portugal as well, he's inspirational. They played without Ronaldo the other night and he was running the show. I think he's a very good player and he's just sort of really established himself as a top player. Of course, he was getting great statistics and great stats, goals and assists over there at Sporting. But now to actually translate that and do that in the Premier League, his profile has been raised absolutely massively. By the way, shout out to Bruno Fernandes. He's just such a nice bloke, isn't he? He's just had a baby as well. Shout out to Bruno Fernandes for just having another baby, I think. You know, he's a great family man, of course, and he's just, you know, that doesn't matter, but he just seems like a really nice bloke. I really got a lot of time for him, and I think he is probably the best player that United have right now. But then other great players that United have, like, so you said, what's the best player we've got? Aaron Wan-Bissaka's one of the best players we've got. If you're talking about positionally, like who's a better position player than Aaron Wan-Bissaka in the league? Some people would say Trent Alexander-Arnold. Stick a 1 in the live chat if you think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is better, defensively at least, or just better than Alexander-Arnold. Stick a 1 in the live chat. Now, I'm talking defensively here, but really, because obviously Arnold's got those set-piece abilities, those really good going forward. His assists are unbelievable. His chance creation's almost like double anybody else last season in the top 5 leagues of Europe, which is just mental. Sorry, double anybody else under 23. So double anybody else under 23, chance creation, Trent Alexander-Arnold is mental. But defensively, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is so much better. So I think he's actually, I would almost go as far as to say that Aaron Wan-Bissaka was world-class this season. I would say that, actually. He's world-class. He was world-class this season, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He only played bang average in a couple of games. Most of the other games that he played, like 34 of them, he was bloody spot on. He was world-class this season for Manchester United. So, yeah, for me, he should be in the England fold. I don't see where Kyle Walker gets in anymore. Like, he's an absolute tit, that man, anyway, getting himself sent off the other day. Stupidly. Idiot. But seriously, like Aaron Wan-Bissaka for England, Aaron Wan-Bissaka for United, he's a world-class talent. Mark Vu says, Gungshi, I hope you're feeling better, mate. Oh, what's going on, Gungshi? You're not feeling too good today, man. Let me go and see up if there's... He says, Pig, sorry I've gone quiet. My mum keeps calling me to talk about stuff. Oh, no worries at all, Gungshi, mate. No worries at all, Gungshi. Well, I hope everything's okay anyway for you, my friend. And I hope your back's doing a little bit better today, matey. Just thank you for getting in here, Gungshi. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. Everybody stick one of these fist bump emojis in the live chat for the legend that is Gungshi on this channel, everybody. Stick in one of those fist bumps in there immediately, folks. Okay then, let me just give this a refresh. Nice one, right, brilliant. Good stuff. Bye, Kabaki. Kabaki HD is off as well. Shout out to you, Kabaki. Thanks for stopping by. FPL Freaks comments, will Pogba be flourishing at his current role? So, good question, my friend. This is what remains with Manchester United's midfield. It remains to be seen, I should say. What will Solskjaer do? Will he play Van der Beek? Will he play Pogba alongside him in a 4-2-3-1 with Bruno in front? Will he still go with Matic and Pogba? Will he go with Matic and Van der Beek? Will he go with a different sort of system in midfield with maybe just one holding player? Maybe you go for a really creative, really flowing midfield where you have Van der Beek in behind Pogba and Bruno with a sort of a holding role, playing the balls out, being like that deep-lying playmaker. I don't know if you do that. Gangshi says, I'm okay, thanks, Pig, and everyone. Just a bit preoccupied at the moment. Oh, no worries at all, dude. Yeah, no. Absolutely, you take that call from your mum, my friend. That's definitely more important than this guff. But 100%, mate. Thank you very much, Gung. It's great to have you along anyway, matey. Matt Rush says, welcome new subscribers. Absolutely, we've got up a bunch of subscribers recently. Shout out to all the new legends who are getting in here. Appreciate that you've got on board with this channel and enjoy what we do on this channel. It's a United channel. We've been doing this since 2013. We're one of the original Manchester United channels on YouTube, and yeah, it's been a great ride. We started doing it more regularly recently, where I've not gone back to work basically after the COVID-19 stuff, so I've been able to throw myself into it, and of course over lockdown and things like that. So I'm doing it basically full time now, lads and lasses. So I'll be doing these videos daily, every single day around about 3 p.m. Afternoon time, 2:30, 3:30, somewhere in between there, and every evening around about 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. We haven't established the best time yet, but it's going to be around about that time. Let us know what you think the best time should be, actually, after the video in the not live comments. That might be a good idea, just to get a little bit of a gauge. Toxic Nice Al thinks United. Oh, it's been removed. No spamming, lads and lasses. Yeah, no spamming. Otherwise, you will get timed out there, my friends. But thank you to the moderators again for doing a stellar job in this chat. Really appreciate you all stopping by. Smash a thumbs up on this video, everyone, for the moderators, for myself, and for yourself, and for everybody, and for just generally, you know, just celebrating sticking a thumbs up on something. Oh my days. Right, here we go then. FPL Freak says, will Greenwood start for Man United's coming season? Yes, especially if we don't sign Sancho. Especially if we don't sign Sancho. Aisha Swalas says Sancho is here. Okay then. Roger Boom says, hello there, how you doing, Roger Rooms? Cress Welsing says, just don't clash with the United stand. What do you mean? Anthony, oh, in terms of times and stuff like that. Oh, I couldn't give a toss if I clashed with the United stand, to be fair, mate. But it's probably a good idea not to, like you said. But sometimes there's going to be breaking news and I'm going to have to get on here, so I will be clashing with the United stand. I don't give a toss, mate. I've got to obviously do my thing as well, you know. Sayaponga Unlove says, hello, he's dabbing in the live chat. Shout out to you. Jarvis Cocker says, any news on Dembele? The Leon striker would be perfect. No, there's no more news on that one, unfortunately, Jarvis. I think that is a good option as well. Like, people should be looking at that option for Manchester United, but I don't think we're realistically looking at him. Billy Sheeran, fair play to you, my friend. You know how it is, son. Springtrap Lover says, it would be unfair to compare anyone with Zidane, but Pogba did a fantastic job in the World Cup. He was so good, the manager sub Kante. I know you mean that seriously, Springtrap, and sorry to laugh in your face there, but Pogba as good as Zidane? What? He's got some way to being considered in the same breath as Zinedine, to be honest with you guys. But look, I know what you're saying. He did have a good World Cup. He was, at the end of the day, Pogba won the World Cup with France, and he had a pretty influential tournament. Maybe not as influential as some. You know, I think there's people like Mbappe, Kante, etc. Maybe, you know, more influential. But fair play to you, my friend. You know, I understand. But Pogba is a great player, but I don't know. I don't know if he's anywhere near that. Thank you, Batman Knight fan. Abe D Singh says, how is the Sancho transfer saga? It's still shit, mate. It's gas-tastic, mate. That's how the transfer saga is. And by the way, sorry if there's anybody tuning in. It is the daytime. There is a bit of swearing goes on this channel. That's just how it goes. It's an adult Man United chat show, okay, at the end of the day. So sorry if you happen to tune in and you've got your little girl next to you or whatever, and I'm going, shit and all this. So I'm sorry about that, but that's just how it is. Louise Murray, yeah, you know, I'm not going to get into it on this channel. I don't want to spread negative stuff about any other channel. It's not really my style. You know, I've dealt with this situation in the past, but yeah, I mean, each to their own and all that. But yeah, absolute melts, absolute sensationalist melts, my friend. Gungshi, thank you so much for getting in here with your PayPal, dude. Appreciate it. He says, nothing special to say except, get in there, my son. Hey, Gungshi, thank you so much for supporting the channel. He sent a PayPal over. What a top lad. Appreciate you always watching these daily streams now, Gungshi. Really appreciate you getting in here. You're an unbelievable supporter of the channel, dude. Thank you, Gungshi. What a top lad. And also, Matt Rush has just got in here with a super chat. Shout out to you, Matt Rush, for your super chat. He says, great show, Pig. What a community. You're absolutely spot on there, Matt Rush. And thank you very much for that £5 super chat there. You absolute don. You're a don amongst men. The transfer guru of the channel. And, yeah, it is a great community, everyone. Everyone, this is a fantastic community. As you can see, all the mods, everyone's welcome in this community. If you want to get involved with the Manchester United channel that isn't just saying the bullshit stuff to get a reaction, such as things like, I saw something going around Twitter the other day that somebody had said that Donny van der Beek was better than prime Frank Lampard. Which is just sensationalism, isn't it? It's just to get a reaction. That's all it is. And all the other stuff, such as all the Ollie out business. You know, guys, you've seen it yourself. I don't need to talk to you about this. And I'm not going to really address it that much on the channel. It's one of those things. There's bigger channels out there. People like other channels. You're welcome to watch who you want and what you want. But yeah, I mean, some of them are shit. Oh, my God. Anyway, Miz528, thank you for the super sticker there, my friend. You absolute nutter. Appreciate that, dude. Miz528, everybody, showing that support. Thank you so much. Mrs. P, Kate Bandit. Oh, my days, Mrs. P. She super chatted. Thank you, love, and said, put a like on the video, legends. Thank you very much, Mrs. P. Yeah, do hit that thumbs up button if you have not done so already. Right, get your thoughts and opinions in here at the end, lads and lasses. I'm going to try and respond to every single one of you that comments before I go. Yusri Mashua says, Sancho, let's get him. 100% we need him. Mark Foot says he will be. Roger Rooms says, give me one of those with a fist bump. Thank you, Roger Rooms. Matt Rush says, Gungshi's the king. King Gungshi. All hail King Gungshi. Long live the king. FPL Freak says, who will be number one, De Gea or Henderson? I think David De Gea will still be the number one for this season. He's still a good keeper. He had an impressive game for Spain the other day. He's not lost his skills. He's still going to be a great shot stopper. I think mentally he was having some issues, like confidence issues, and it's very annoying, to be fair, that he was putting up such inconsistent performances for United. Over the course of the season, he was just not good enough. Dean Henderson had a much better season over at Sheffield United, and he's right there, breathing down his neck to come and step in, should David De Gea have another stinker of a season. So I'm not too worried, but I actually think it's good we've got depth. I think Dean Henderson is a great option. He's had a great season for Sheffield United. He's 23, 24 years of age, around about there. He's going to be the long-term replacement for David De Gea, most likely at this stage. We'll see how he progresses and develops. Maybe this will be a hindering of his development compared to going to play for another Premier League side, like we saw last couple of seasons, or last season for Sheffield United and the season before in the Championship, of course. But he's developing really well. He could take over from David De Gea long term, but David De Gea is still a big money player. I think he's on almost 3 times the amount of money that Dean Henderson's on. So unless they plan on selling David De Gea, you can't really justify selecting Dean Henderson immediately right now above him. You have to give David De Gea a chance and the benefit of the doubt now. He's had his chances, but he's been one of the best players for Manchester United over the last decade. Like, literally, if somebody asked me a minute ago, or not a minute ago, but a little while in the chat, who I think the best player at Manchester United is, and I can honestly say, hand on heart, if you'd have asked me that question 2 years ago or 4 years ago, I would have told you David De Gea is our truly only world-class player. Or somewhere along that line. So I would have said he's the best player at United. I can't say that now, because for the last 18 months, he's not been to that standard. So he's got a little bit of work to do to get back and get himself back up there to the sort of form that he was showing before he started to melt about 18 months ago. So it wasn't last season, the season before last, towards the end, he started to make errors, and he's just psychologically been a little bit all over the place since then, I think. I don't know what it is. I mean, he obviously signed a new contract. There was talk there was about a contract and the negotiations, but then he signed a big bumper money contract, and he still didn't really seem to have much of a big impact in terms of positivity. Right then, sorry guys, I'm going to try and respond to everybody. If I'm going to respond to everybody, I better not do such long answers. Primot says, Pider, all the above, plus he can get up the flank and into the box. Absolutely, I'm guessing this is about Reguilon, it may be about Tenes. Roger Room says, De Gea is still a top keeper. Even Superman had kryptonite, so he will have a bad days, but he has more good days than bad days. Proper keeper. Hey, I agree, Roger Rooms. He's been one of United's best keepers ever. He's the 3rd best keeper that I've seen in my lifetime play for Manchester United, which is pretty good because we've seen a lot of keepers play for us. He's been so consistent over the years. He's been our player of the year multiple times, but the last season was shit for him. He made too many errors. Usually he saves us points, and last season he cost us points. Now, I agree with that old adage, form is temporary, class is permanent. De Gea is a class player. He will return to good form, I hope. But if he doesn't, we've got Dean Henderson there, breathing down his neck, ready to step in. Cress Welsing says Bruno is our best player. That's a good shout, Cress. I would go along with it right now as well. I mean, based on form, he's our best player as well. Seaborn Gracias comments, is Romero going to be loaned out as Henderson is back? Yes, maybe. Or there was some talk linking him with Aston Villa last week for an 8 million to 10 million euro or 10 million pound move to maybe go and join Aston Villa. So there's a couple of little things happening with Sergio Romero. We'll see what happens. For all we know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer plans to loan Dean Henderson back out to Sheffield United or another club. For all we know at this stage. Right, my battery's about to die there. Let me get the comments up over here. Crikey, there's still a bunch of you lads and lasses watching right now. It's great to have you on board. Smash that thumbs up button if you have not done so, and get your opinions in the comment section. I'm going to stick around for about, 10 more minutes or something like that, and just go over all your comments, as I'd like to try and respond to as many of you legends that take the time to write these comments as possible. Jarvis Cocker comments, David De Gea's decline has to do with playing style. He's excellent with a low block, but not when we're attacking. Very interesting. So what you're basically saying is he's not a great sweeper keeper. He's basically more of a a shot stopper. He's not a great sweeper keeper is pretty much what it sounds like you're saying. Well, yeah, I'd have to agree and say he's not the best sweeper keeper around. Absolutely not. But I still think, it shouldn't really make too much difference. You see some of the errors he made last season. They're not really errors they're not acceptable errors. It's not like it's a bit of quality that's done it. Some of those errors he made last season are just down to poor positioning, poor goalkeeping, poor reading, poor reactions, whatever you want to call it. Like some of the near post ones he conceded or some of the flaps that he's had. It's very, very much disappointing. Kevin Pendergast says Jones will be injured on his testimonial. That would make sense. Kiam Long says Pogba got COVID-19 and we have to get Donny van der Beek, Greenwood, Ollie quarantine him, and we have to get Sancho, yeah. Nice one, KM Long. Thank you for stopping and getting in here. Yeah, it's interesting. We don't know if Ollie will have to quarantine Greenwood yet. Maybe. I think you might be right. I think that is a factor. I think that's definitely a factor. Cress Welsing says, come back later, Pig, this evening if there is any news. I will do, Cress Welsing. Keep a lookout on the channel later. Also, keep a lookout tomorrow. We're going to do a watch-along on the channel for the England game. It would have been cool to see Greenwood play, but obviously he's not going to play now. So it's shit, isn't it? I want to see Greenwood boss it for England tomorrow, but now that's not going to bloody happen because he's a shagger. Keon Long, thank you very much. I don't know why I said it like that, who doesn't do that? Some people don't. Some Buddhist monks out there maybe, and some celibate people. But those, I'm just saying, it's a natural thing that happens. Simon Cowie says, hi Pig, sorry I'm late. No worries, Simon Cowie. Shout out to you. Kabaki HD, see you later on, Kabaki. Anthony Van Wyk says, Spider Wan-Bissaka. Yes, he's absolutely incredible. He's one of our best players for sure, yeah. I mean, get a vote in the live chat, lads and lasses. Who do you think Manchester United's best player is? Just write it in the live chat right now. Comment, who's United's best player? Put their surname in there. Wan-Bissaka, Bruno Fernandes, David De Gea, Martial, Rashford, whoever you think it is. Get your vote in. I'd love to just see who is our best player. Seb thinks it's Bruno. Billy Sheeran thinks it's Bruno. Batman Nightman thinks it's Bruno.
Get in there.
Crazy thinks it's Van der Beek. Well, that would be a turn up for the books. If he turned out to be our best player, that'd be an amazing signing, wouldn't it? Adaip Singh says Bruno Fernandes. Simon Cowie Fernandes. Ben Dawes says Phil Bloody Jones. Viran Shetty says Fernandes. Akil Phoenix says Bruno. Aaron Homeyard, Bruno. Patrick Boardman, Bruno. I think it's Bruno Fernandes, lads and lasses. Louise Murray thinks Aaron Spider Saka. I like that one. The Spider, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Shaken, not stirred. I don't know why we're doing the James Bond reference. Keith Sheldrick, what's going on, Keith? He says De Gea was man of the match for Germany. Hardly finished. Henderson could be good. The things coming back might make De Gea play well. Yeah, I agree with you, Keith. I think it's a good bit of competition for De Gea. He might have to have that kick up the arse that was so needed in order to get focused and committed and have that competition for the number one spot. But yeah, he was the man of the match versus Germany for Spain. That's obviously a great bit of news for us on the international front. Henderson, I think, has got a good future ahead of him. I think he will be the long-term replacement for him. At this moment in time, he's in there to play certain games. I don't think you're going to see Romero stick around the club much, as long as Dean Henderson's still here on not goes out on loan anyway. And then you will have a bit of competition for places, and we can see how he develops and see who really deserves to be the number one for Manchester United. It's a good. I was going to say it's a good signing, but it's not a signing. Obviously, we already had him, but it's a good bit of business, I think, from Ollie, or good management to keep him there, because it really does give De Gea a bit of competition, and that whole just sort of comfort, that whole comfort zone that he's in of being the number one isn't quite there so much as what it is with Sergio Romero, because he's clearly just the backup goalkeeper, Ms. Fight says Greenwood and Foden scoring away from home. Oh, my days. Anthony Van Wyk says, what a shagger. Stick a one in the live chat for that shagger Mason Greenwood, lads and lasses. Oh my God. Look, all jokes aside, let's just touch on that again for anybody who's just getting in here and didn't hear my opinions on it quickly. I'll just recap with the Mason Greenwood situation. He shouldn't be doing that. There's COVID-19 restrictions. He's a young red-blooded male though, and of course he's trying to sample some of the delights of what Europe has to offer here. You know what I mean? And to be fair to him, it's just bad timing. It's not good. It shouldn't be doing that anyway. With your first time away on international duty with England, it's irresponsible, it's naive, it's juvenile. But at the end of the day, he's not even really a man. I don't even consider Mason Greenwood a man. He may be 18, he may be allowed to vote, he may be allowed to drive a motor vehicle, he may be allowed to buy alcohol, but I do not really consider him a man. I still think he's a little lad, really. I mean, maybe it's just me getting old now, but I look at Mason Greenwood, he looks like just a teenage boy. You know, so you can't really hold him to the same standards as somebody else who's older and more experienced. But at the same time, he shouldn't be doing that because of the whole pandemic and the fact that it's actually putting people at risk. Like if he picked something up, and okay, I'm not talking about a sexually transmitted disease, I'm talking about COVID-19. If he picked something up, then he could actually spread that throughout the coaching staff, the players, who knows, to their families, everyone. That's how it works, my friend. So it is irresponsible. But I still think that he was just playing. I think they were just playing Tetris on the old Game Boys linked up. That's what I think from across the room. Bit of social distancing. I think they were just having a cheeky little game of Mario Tennis. You know what I mean? Most of you don't even know what Mario Tennis is. You're too young, like Mason. Oh my God. Batman Night Fence says, I don't see no problem. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't ordinarily, really. But the problem I see with it right now is because of the pandemic, it's irresponsible. You can't be doing that. It's foolish because, of course, there was going to be a quarantine situation if anybody found out about it. You can't just go shagging random women from around the globe when you're away with the England team and you've all been tested and all this stuff. There's still positive tests being taking place from players all over the world right now, by the way. There was a couple more today. I forget who it is, but a couple more players have tested positive. You're going to get more positive tests, and you could spread that throughout players. It could ultimately, as stupid as it sounds, but it's not stupid, it's true. It could ultimately cost someone their life. It may be the same as you know, people say it's not that much worse than flu and all this. I'm not getting into all that business, okay? Fact is, it's killed a heck of a lot of people, and through some sort of chain of path of irresponsibility, he could technically give it to somebody who could give it to somebody who is vulnerable, who does have bad effects from it. So I do think that without thinking, Mason's probably just, you know, they're having a good time, aren't they? He's a young lad, like I say. But because of the situation where it is now, irresponsible and naive. Same with Harry Maguire. Ordinarily, I don't have a problem with the footballers at the end of the season going and having a Beano over in Mykonos. I really don't. But during the pandemic, it's not responsible, especially for your captain. So it's the same situation with Greenwood for me. At this moment in time, just really stupid thing to do. Really stupid thing to do. You know? But still, you know, he's a young lad. Go on, Mason. Go on, son. No. Anyway. Ellie says, I still play Pac-Man. Yeah, Pac-Man's an absolute classic. What other games do you still play that are old? I mean, I still do play a little bit of Tetris and things like that sometimes. One of the old classics. You know, Mario, the old Super Mario Bros. Oh, yeah. Connor Pico says he's a top shagger. Jonathan Gallagher says Laporte and Mahrez. That's it. Those are the two that have been tested positive for COVID. Excuse me. So, yeah. That's it. People are testing positive for it. It's no laughing matter. If Mason Greenwood tests positive for it, they'll be hell to pay. I mean, Southgate's already going to be disappointed in him. He's only 18. He's just had his first cap. It's stupid to do that. Stupid to put your position at risk there, I think. He obviously wasn't thinking it through. I personally thought he was maybe had a little bit of a smarter head on his shoulders than that. I don't think Marcus Rashford would have been doing the same sort of business, to be honest, when he's on England international duty. You've got to hold yourself with a certain level of respect and decorum when you're representing England, you know? So a little bit disappointed. Nice one, guys. Streets of Rage says Ms. 5 to 8. R-Type Sega says Cress Welsing. Jonathan Gallagher says FIFA 14. Why FIFA 14 in particular? You reckon that's the best one, do you then? Viran Shetty comments, feel like our priorities in terms of position to strengthen should be right wing, centre back, left back, CDM in that order. Feel like getting a left back without a right wing centre back would be a poor window. I agree. I think if we did get a left back without getting a centre back or a right wing, you're right. It wouldn't be a very good window for us. It's not the areas where we had the biggest holes, the biggest problems. I think centre back, your right and right wing really would give us a lot of depth as well if we got Sancho in. So those are the two areas. Plus, I actually agree with you about the CDM. I know we've got Van der Beek, who's another midfielder, but I would have liked a proper boss-tastic, real quality, proper out-and-out defensive midfielder. Somebody like a Wilfred Ndidi, Thomas Partey, these guys we've discussed. That's how I would have much preferred it. Gungshi says, first Harry, now Mason, tut-tut. Yeah, very silly from our lads abroad. Brits abroad, they're notorious, aren't they? Brits abroad. You just can't be doing with them. They're drunken louts. They're a bunch of shaggers. That is Brits aboard, my friend. They go out there, they get in their scraps, they drink, they booze, and they shag. That's Brits for you. That is Brits aboard. It's a disgrace. FVCKHD says, yeah, Greenwood, you became a man. To be fair, like, he must have split up with his missus then, right? Because he had a girlfriend like a little while ago, I remember seeing. So, you know, he must have had a girlfriend a little while ago and they split up, right? if not, they will be now, I'm guessing. Fred Canham says, spot on, Pig, you can't play with people's lives. Absolutely, Fred Canham, it is silly, it's just irresponsible. Very, very dangerous to do that. You don't know who you're seeing. I mean, look, it's not like they've had tests, so it's just putting people at risk here. It's stupid. He could have given it to his teammates or anything. Kevin Prendergast comments, if anyone in England squad get it in the next few weeks, they will be blamed. They will get blamed in the media. You're so right, Kevin. You're so right. Even if it's got nothing to do with that at all, if an England player now tests positive, people will some people anyway, will say maybe it's down to Foden and Greenwood shagging those birds. That's what they'll say. Eddie says, that's not a player, that's just a cheater. True, we're talking about Foden here, are we? Sounds like a bit of a melt, to be honest, if he's doing that. Simon Carey says, I'm a kidney transplant patient and I'm just out of shielding, and if they give to ones like me, they could pass it on and can kill it. There you go there, Simon Cowie, mate. You're spot on. Kidney transplant patient, if you gave it to somebody like you, who needs to be, you know, who is vulnerable in that sense, then it could kill. That's what I mean. It's so serious. You can't be putting people at risk like this. It's irresponsible. At the end of the day, he's a teenager. He's a teenage lad. The way the youth of this generation thinks with this COVID-19 pandemic, they don't really give a shit. It's always younger people you see posting stuff about conspiracy theories, about COVID-19 and all this shit, and about face masks and being a sheep for wearing a face mask and all this bullshit. It's always the younger generation, to be fair. Not always, but most of the time. And I'm not having a go at all you young'uns. I'm sure there's a bunch of you in it. But that's just how it is. Like, they've got that carefree, fancy-free attitude when it comes to COVID-19, unfortunately, because the realistic facts are they're not at risk of it, really. But they need to be responsible and understand that they can carry it and give it to somebody who is at risk of it. So, yeah, very silly. Jarvis Cocker says, is Maguire and Greenwood's recent escapades a result of Solskjaer's strict regime? When the cat's away, the mice will play. I don't know about that. I think most footballers come the end of the season, and at the end of the season, usually have a bit of a party and do some stuff. Gungshi says, shocking behaviour, shocking I say. Joshua Commander says, 307 likes. Have we hit over 300, have we? Are you shitting me, lads and lasses? That is absolutely amazing, folks. Thank you to every single one of you that's got involved today with this show and smash that thumbs up button. That means the world to me. Thank you so much for doing that. It really does help this stream and help this channel out a lot if you would smash the like. So give it a little cheeky like if you haven't done so already. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe to the channel, lads and lasses. Get involved, subscribe, click the bell icon to be notified when we go live. Connor Pico says, instead of spreading COVID, Greenwood was spreading legs. She sings, says Thiago is best DM, which make your real threats. Yeah, I mean, defensive mid means, yeah, playing, you know, I think Thiago would be an excellent option for us. I think we should try and get him. Patrick Pandy says, for all we know, they might just be praying. That's right, you know, let's not just do the dirty on them right now. Maybe they were just doing something completely innocent. Garav Jason Garney says, what do you think about the diamond formation for this season? Yeah, you know, it could work. That's what I mean. Now with Van der Beek coming in, I've got a lot of options in midfield. It depends who we get. If we get Sancho on the wing, maybe you won't see it so much. I don't know. It depends. It really depends on the personnel that comes in between now and the end of the season. But yeah, I think it could work. Big God Bob says Mason was caught it whilst running away from his stalker fangirl after she kissed his lips whilst pissed. Big God Bob, mate, that would be let's hope it was that. Let's hope it wasn't any irresponsible behaviour from him. Let's just hoping that was it. R King says Scandinavian girls, who can resist? You make a good point, R Kings, not gonna lie. I do have a penchant for the Scandinavian lady, I'm gonna admit. Tukarem Akalish says Viagra effects. Okay then. 18 years of age, do you really think he needs Viagra? That's more like for us older men these days, do you know what I mean? Like Pele and me. Jaden, or am I? Jaden, no. Ooh. Jaden Sancho says John Terry and Rooney School of Shagging welcome my boy Greenwood. Oh my God. Edward Lamptey says, wow, was like 310. That is absolutely sensational. Who else have I not responded to here? I try to respond to every single one of you before I go. Edward Lamptey, Stay Clint says they probably just needed partners for bridge, aka the card game, absolutely. Sanket Vegan car, Batman Knight fan. Connor Picker, yeah, just stick a 1 in the live chat, lads and lasses, if you think they were just playing a little bit of Uno or something like that, or Jenga. Oh, Patrick Pandy, 442 is very high possibility. Chat, interesting, yeah. Connor Pico says, never so young for a Viagra. Well, it's interesting. It gives you a little extra vitality, let's say. I agree with you. A lot of extra vitality, in fact. Okay, that's it. Nice one. Thank you, Ellie. She says, stop acting like slags, the lot of you. Absolutely despicable. Yeah, sorry, we got on to Scandinavian women. Sorry. Mrs. P, you look like a Scandinavian woman, love. Sort of, So there's no issue there. I'm complimenting you, love. Do you know what I mean? You sort of look like one of those, I don't know, Swedes or almost something a bit like that. Maybe Danes, maybe Danish. What do you reckon, guys? Wiggy says, I've just seen a video on Twitter on the girl's phone to them. Definitely not Jenga. Oh, my days, Wiggy. Crikey. Well, I can't show that on this channel, unfortunately, but maybe some people might want to go and have a look at that. You know the type of people you are. Anthony, oh no, they didn't record it on video, did they? Bloody hell no. Let's hope not. Not another Dele Alli situation. Oh no. Please no. Please no. Let's just hope that it's just what it is now. Hopefully there's no video of this crap. Usher Maslov says, Pig, what about Alex Tellers? Any reliable sources? His agent is in Manchester. I wouldn't say any real reliable sources, to be honest with you, but we'll see. I mean, I think it's more just paper talk here to try and get a deal done. Maybe PR drip Fred from United to try and get Reguilon to come to us without a future buyback clause, and if we pay Real Madrid a bit more money. Batman Night Fan says, hi Dawn, shout out to Ice Queen Gamer, by the way, long-time legend of the channel. Hope you're doing well, Dawn. G Wolf says, I believe Mason was put in his face of Chengas. I don't even know really what that means, G Wolf. I believe Mason was putting his face of Jangas. Okay. Galrav Jason Garney says, Sancho update. Not much up to update right now. I'll let you know when there's more movement and more news. Batman says, Solskjaer's going to be angry. I agree with you there. Oh no, Cress Walsing. Roger Rooms, what about Suarez for number 9? Great player, absolutely one of the best in the world, but he's a total shithouse. I wouldn't want him anywhere near United squad. No, mate. No, mate. No worries, Ice Queen Gaming. Clam J, Greenwood scoring as usual. Maxia Williams says, I can't believe Mason Greenwood did that. I find it very unbelievable as well. He didn't strike me as that sort of lad, to be honest with you. He didn't. But he is an 18-year-old boy at the end of the day. Joshua Commander says, really have to go now. Nice one, Joshua. Have a great day. Lamek Manzani says, hi, I'm just ending this one now, lads and lasses. Kevin Prendergast, what's going on, bro? Roger Rooms, Cadil Henry, Clam J. Right, I'm going to wrap this video up now, lads and lasses, because I didn't realise I try to aim for no longer than 90 minutes for these videos, otherwise I think they get a little bit too obscenely long. But I just can't stop nattering to you legends, you know what I mean? But I am going to end the video now, so please do us a favour, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, click the bell icon, check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. for your Manchester United news source. Also follow us on Twitter at Flying Pig United and my personal Twitter at Mr. Flying Pig HD. You can also follow the Instagram account Flying Pig United and the Facebook account Flying Pig United. So go over and do that, lads and lasses. Also, come back in a few minutes' time once this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed, all your thoughts on, Tellez or Reguilon and all this information that we've heard. Just to summarise, there are reports to say that the personal terms are not an issue and that they have been agreed with Reguilon for Manchester United's move, but it's all about United actually dealing with Real Madrid and the deal we can get done with Real Madrid. And of course, what Sergio Reguilon wants, he may have agreed personal terms with United. He may have also agreed personal terms with Sevilla or whoever. So it's nothing signed on the dotted line yet, lads and lasses, just to clarify. But that's the news. Thank you for watching. Mason Greenwood is a top shagger. Thank you for watching. Ryan Martin, we also go live tonight around about 9:30 in the evening time, somewhere around there. So tune in, Ryan Martin, later on. Keep a lookout. Thank you very much. Usher Masladov, Top Man, Rick O'Neill, thank you. Simon Cowie, bye. Gabriel Lopez, Legend, Jonathan Gallagher, R. Kings, Maxia William, Cress Welsing, Ms528, Jarvis Cocker, every single one of you legends, thank you for watching. Smash a like on it. See you on the next one. This is The Pig. Come on, United. I'm out of here. Yes, that's the end of the show, lads and lasses. Thank you so much. KM as well. Aaron Homeyard, one of the legendary moderators. Shout out to you and Mary. Batman Night Fan. Everybody, thanks for watching. This is also the Patreon list. Just to say thank you. The credits to say thank you to all the people that support this show on Patreon. All the patrons, much appreciated, every single one of you. Shout out to all the moderators again as well. Gung Shi, Matty Rush, Ellie, Aaron Homeyard, Griffo Chaz, Alex Rudd, Rincon, you know, just everybody who was in here today, G-Wolf, and all these legends here, also included on this list are Tier 2 channel members. Thank you to everybody that supports the show in any of these ways. Obviously, this show's free. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do that at all. But these people do, so they get on the end of this video. Thank you to you guys, you absolute bloody legends. Every single one of you. Thanks for watching. Again, hit that like, check out the website, all that good stuff. Send me a message on social media, whatever. I'll try and get back to it at some point. But thanks for watching. Thanks for getting involved. Get your thoughts and opinions in after this video. Come back and have your say. This is the pig. See you later.